Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to end the end zone is the Watauga and district champion, the undefeated Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders.
We're not ready to start, are we?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In just a few moments, we will have the playing of our national anthem by the Highlander Marching Band. In preparation, I invite you to stand. Prior to the anthem, please join me as we bow our heads in reverence to God. Dear Lord, we thank you for these sacred moments when we have an opportunity to unite as one in prayer. We reflect on your word, and we pray that you will bless us and keep us, that you will cause your face to shine upon us and be gracious to us, that you will lift up your countenance upon us and give us peace, a peace that passes all understanding. We thank you this evening for the rain and the sunshine, for the night and the day, for all the elements that combine to give us the beauty which we are so blessed with in the Great Smoky Mountains. It is a beauty that reveals evidence of your creative power and of your continued presence. We celebrate life tonight by participating in and watching this football game at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School, a school rich in tradition. We thank you for this opportunity, that neighboring communities can come together and compete in this very positive atmosphere. We thank you, Lord, for the many opportunities in life. May we never take any of them for granted. We look forward tonight to a game that exemplifies the very best in competition, a game that holds high the ideals of good, hard-hitting, head-knocking football, and spotlights the very best in sportsmanship from participants and spectators alike. In the name of our Lord, we do pray. Amen.
Hello, football fans. Mike Hill along with Rob Younger from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School to bring you tonight's matchup between the 3-0 Highlanders and the 1-2 Pigeon Forge Tigers. Rob, it's what everyone from Pigeon Forge South looked forward to when that schedule came out.
Well, Mike, no doubt this is the one that all the players, coaches, and fans have marked on their calendar. It's a huge football game, and traditionally, you know, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, we've shared kids, shared athletes. Tonight, we only have one kid from Pigeon Forge. You see him walking out there. Tonight's captain, number 7, Chase Young. But these kids know each other. The parents know each other. The coaches know each other. And, hey, it is not a region game, but it is the biggest game on our schedule.
Rob, captains are meeting at the middle of the field. That's number 7, Chase Young, and number 32, Bo Dyer for the Highlanders. And Rob, the coolest night of football this fall so far. It rained all day. Will field conditions be a factor?
Mike, that's what everybody in town's been talking about today. But, you know, one thing, I don't always go along with those theories. You know, and the thing is that we have faster kids, we have bigger kids, stronger kids. Even though Bo Dyer is a very fast back and he makes great cuts, I just don't think the wet field's going to affect our guys as much as everybody thinks it will. And I think we're still going to be able to throw the ball. It's quit raining. The managers are going to keep dry balls coming in and out of the game. I don't think it's going to be a huge factor.
All right, for you folks at home that don't know, if you're in town visiting and watching this replay on Saturday morning or Monday night or Wednesday night, hey, it's a battle, Rob, between Coach Benny Hammonds of Gatlinburg-Pittman High School in his 36th season, taking on his son Lee, who coached 13 years at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School in his first year down at Pigeon Forge High School.
Mike, no doubt it's just a great story. Coach Hammonds, as you said, has been here for 36 seasons. He has 267 wins, and he's the second winningest coach in the state of Tennessee. His son Lee grew up in Gatlinburg, obviously played for the Highlanders, coached here 13 seasons, 6 as the offensive coordinator, and then this spring moved down to below the tunnel. It's just a great story. Doesn't get any better than this.
All right, Gatlinburg-Pittman will receive to start the ball game. Deep for the Highlanders. Young in the middle, Owings on his left, and Bo Dyer on his right. And we're underway here from Hammonds Field. It's going to settle down to Young at the 15-yard line. Nice wedge, still on his feet, breaks it, still on his feet. Can he go? Come on, Chase, down inside Tiger territory at the 46-yard line. Rob just tripped up.
Mike tripped up, huge effort by Chase Young, and penalty on the play. Don't know if it's celebrating or a late hit on Pigeon Forge, but boy, you can tell the Gatlinburg-Pittman players are fired up.
Here's a good look at the replay right here. It's a line drive kick. That's those that are very returnable right there, fielded by Young. But Rob, this call is going to go against the Highlanders. Of course, this 15 yards, make that 10 yards from the spot. GP still excellent football position at their own 45-yard line. Mike Headlong, Rob Younger, Marty Nicely, Kevin Tierney, Randall Bryant on the slow-mo. Our producer. Young splits to the right. Taylor Ogle, 20 of 29 through the air this year at quarterback. Dyer on the carry, twisting, turning, 4 hard yards up to the 49-yard line. Rob, what do you think? Is GP just going to hammer at Pigeon Forge tonight? Of course, they have become very versatile with Ogle's passing.
Mike, I think they're initially going to start out hammering them just because that's Coach Benny Hammonds' mentality. He wants to line up. He wants them to know what he's going to run. He wants them to know that he's going to run wham 2, wham 4, and just stop it. And he knows that they're going to come out in a 5-3 defense, have everybody right up there on the line of scrimmage defending the run. He doesn't care. He wants to establish that mentality right away.
Dyer, toss sweep. Trying to get to the corner, a couple yards down inside Tiger territory at the 46. That'll make that 49. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Highlanders. Rob, that time right there, they're playing those receivers man-to-man. Got 9 people in the box. Hey, they're daring GP to throw the football.
Hey, they're playing run, and Coach Lee Hammonds, he knows what Benny Hammonds is going to do on offense and defense and vice versa. It's not like these kids had to watch a lot of film and do a lot of work on the chalkboard. They could just go out and work on football this week.
All right, let's see what Hammonds does here on 3rd down. Long snap count right there. From here, it looks like GP got the Tigers to jump.
Well, Mike, one thing you can see that Lee Hammonds and his defensive coordinator, Jerry Sullivan, are doing right away. Not only are they bringing 9, 10, and the previous down and distance situation, 11 players up on the line of scrimmage or in the box, they're going to have a lot of run blitzes this week. And you saw those you got a good nose guard, and you saw those 2 out of the 3 linebackers shooting the A gaps on each side, and going to have a heavy run blitz package from Pigeon Forge's
Rob,
defense
right
tonight.
there, I don't think we got a good step off by the official right there, because the ball's at the 49.5-yard line, and he spotted it on the 45-yard line. That was a terrible step off by the official. Nevertheless, it's 4th down, Highlanders, with about an inch to go. That's just a bad call right there. I mean, you know.
Well, Mike, that was a bad call by the official, but we know what the call is going to be from the sideline right here. They're going to come out with a tight end, 3 backs, and run wham 2 or wham 3.
Orange splits to the right. Sutton, number 80, tight end left. 4th and inches, Highlanders. Rob, that may have been 3rd down right there. Down marker.
No, the down marker showed 4th down. I think.
Because they never did really snap it in the 3rd down. Officials need to get in the ball game. Nevertheless, 1st and 10 after Dyer's run at the Pigeon Forge Tiger 39-yard line. Rob, great football crowd on hand tonight.
Mike, huge crowd, and you knew it would be, and the weather's bad. It's still got a huge crowd, a home crowd. Pigeon Forge brought a lot of people up there, even though they've won one ball game in the last 2 years, but still a huge crowd for this game.
Pitzer, left side. Not much going there. Maybe a gain of 1 down to the 38-yard line. Remember, it's this broadcast on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock, Monday nights at 7, and Wednesday nights at 7 on Channel 4, the PEG channel, downtown Gatlinburg. Pitcher checks out of the ball game. If GB goes out 1 back set right there, make it Joey Green in at fullback right now. Young to the right, Orange to the left on 2nd down, 9 Highlanders. Ogle fakes, bootlegs, wants to throw the football, being pressured, dumps it out right there. Ball's going to be complete right there to Zach Sutton. After the tip right there, still on his feet, powers his way inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line.
Mike, what a great play by Sutton. And we talked about it earlier before the game that Ogle has not thrown an interception. He does a great job. He had a little pressure right here for a big, tall guy. He really throws the ball off the run real well. Made a good decision, threw the ball where it was going to be an incompletion. And Zach Sutton just did a great job tipping the ball up in there, catching it. And I tell you, the thing that really made that play, Mike, was number 10, Bo Owens out there, came off of his route and made a crucial block to let us move the chains.
1st and 10 after 20. Looks like we may have jumped a little bit right there, Rob. This may go against the Highlanders.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, they called it that time. We've gotten away with it twice in this game already.
So after the step off, it'll be 1st down, 15 for the Highlanders. Scoreless ball game, 9:03 remaining in the 1st quarter from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School, Hammondsville, and beautiful Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Sutton tight end right, twins left. That's Young and Owens for the Highlanders. Trap inside, that's Pitzer twisting, turning inside the 15-yard line, close to the 14.
Mike, nice trap block by number 53, Michael Hauser. And one thing that's concerned me last night, our offensive line definitely had issues last week against Chucky Doak. And Keelan Bryce, the center, got hurt his knee this week. And one of their best defensive players is their nose guard. And, of course, him going into the game with a hurt knee, he was worried. He did a great job getting movement right there so that the left guard could pull and make his trap block. Good running play by GP.
Bryce did start the game tonight. Trap again inside. That's Pitzer again. Twisting, turning close to a Highlander 1st down. They're going to mark it right at the 10. He had to get through the 10. It's going to be a little bit short, Rob. It'll bring up 3rd and about a half a yard for the Highlanders. Remember, next week, Gatlinburg-Pittman on the road for their 2nd region matchup up at Happy Valley. And then you got Pigeon Forge. They have to travel down to their 2nd region matchup down at Knox Carter. Same formation on 3rd and half a yard for the Highlanders. Dyer, toss sweep, flags fly. He's hemmed in, still hemmed in. Cuts back inside. He's going to lose right there. And Rob, right there where that flag's at, typically that's holding on a defensive end.
Typically holding right there. One thing, Mike, that surprises me is we've tried twice to get the ball on the edge with the toss sweep, and they've really gotten a lot of penetration coming upfield off the edge, and we haven't been able to run that play.
Rob, big decision for Lee Hammonds right here. Do you make it 4th and about 4, or do you back it up from the spot and make it 3rd down and about 14? What do you do? They decline it, Rob. You've got a lot of confidence in your defense right there. Looks like GP may change the play right here. Janie and Orange checks out. Looks like GP is going to go to I'm going to call a timeout. So Gatlinburg-Pittman calls the first timeout in the night's ball game. Remember, at the end of the night's ball game, we will be bringing you the Five Oaks Construction offensive and defensive players of the game, as well as the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game. Of course, Rob, Dave, and Becky Hatter, they provided the pregame meal today for the football team and the cheerleaders. It's always a tradition. It used to be always a Seymour game. Now it's always the Pigeon Forge game where the Greenbrier provides that pregame meal.
Hey, of course, David was one of the better linemen that we've had play at GP back in the 80s, and saw Becky at the grocery store this week and made sure that she's going to be open late enough after the ball game so that we can get up there.
Rob, we got a little break right here. A couple of birthday girls in the crowd tonight, Penny Nicely and Patty Good. We wish them the best, and I think they are, 28?
39, 28 and 29?
28 and 39 respectively right there. So happy birthday, Patty and Penny. 4th and 4, Highlanders going for it. Dyer, left side, he's got it with room to spare. Let's see where they spotted at, Rob. I don't know. He well across
Mike, I think if they get they pull, Mike, that was a terrible spot, and hey, it's never too early in the ball game to start getting on to the officials. But when you look at the replay, you're going to see Bo Dyer without his knee touching the ground diving. Really, Mike, I think they spotted that by a yard and a half wrong.
We got the replay here, Randall. I know we do, Randall. Gonna be short.
And I tell you what. I mean, Mike, they pulled that ball back 2 yards.
Terrible spot.
I tell you what, the next timeout that we have is not going to be for Coach Hammonds to go out and talk to his offense or defense. It's going to be to have a huddle with the officials and tell these guys to get in the ball game. 2
big mistakes by the officials so far, Rob. First time they step off 4 yards instead of 5. Well, 3rd mistake, and right there, terrible spot. All right, 1st and 10, Gwen, the quarterback. As they spread the field here, 1st and 10, Pigeon Forge at their own 10-yard line. Motion right side. Handoff, that's Branch. 5 hard yards up to about the 16-yard line.
Mike, you notice reading the articles in the newspaper this week and looking at the scouting report, basically Coach Benny Hammonds, his scouting report and take on Pigeon Forge was that they're going to run the exact same offense that Lee's been running at Gatlinburg all of his life and all of his career as a coach, which really, quite frankly, surprises me.
Second down, 5, Tigers. Same play. Not much that time. It's a Highlander defense. Got tough right there. Pitzer and big 61 Dodig on the stop for the Highlanders.
Of course, one thing Lee Hammonds always wanted to open the offense up a little more, try, more of a passing game, multiple formations, and really surprises me that he would run Coach Hammonds' same offense. Of course, there's definitely a few new wrinkles already.
Left side, boom, nothing. Finished off by Pitzer and Joey Green right there. I think it's hit first initially. Who was it, Hauser or Doty?
Mike, I think all three of our linebackers, just a great job by that defensive front up there. You see Dodig and Sutton on the right side of the defensive line just stuffing it right. Actually, Adolfo Elman. But then the great thing you see, and that's what's good about this defense, you got 4 down linemen. They're supposed to establish the line of scrimmage, get a surge going backward, get some penetration, occupy the offensive line, and let those 3 good athletes, Green, Pitzer, and Dyer, run to the football.
Rob, the scouting report says you can block that punt right there. How about a high snap through the end zone, 2-0 Highlanders.
You know, one thing, though, Mike, in the scouting report, it said that they had a good snapper.
Rob,
hey,
that's what you
young
did.
Kid in front of a big crowd.
That's what you did during your career. So, anyway, it's 2-0 here with 5:29 remaining in the first quarter, and Pigeon Forge will have to kick off to the Highlanders. Of course, Rob, congratulations to your Dyer County Choctaws going down to Huntington last week and putting a 26-0 whipping on Huntington.
Choctaws moving up to 20th in the 3A power rankings.
Are they back yet? Can we say that? Travel down to McNair
Choctaws
Central.
are back.
Choctaws are back. Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman head coach Benny Hammonds, assisted by Neil Estes, Brad Weber, Paige Yates, Adrian Probst, Larry White, Brad Justice, Matt Evans, and Ralph Kidd. Of course, Rob, hey, big night here at Hammondsville last night as the Highlander middle school football team put a whipping on the Pigeon Forge Baby Tigers, 38-0. And some of the fans I saw today said, hey, you know, it's win tonight and come Monday night to JV game, we have a sweep. They said go to Ace Hardware and buy those brooms tomorrow for that sweep. All right, deep back standing at their own 35. That's Young, Owens, and Dyer. Pigeon Forge to kick off again. Let's try Owens this time at the 35. He's ran one back this year. Got a gap right there, got some speed right there, got a move right there. Great run by Bo Owens down to the 22-yard line. Excellent field position for the Highlanders. Rob, there's that speed you talked about that you didn't think that, that Owens had, of course, being away a year from football. And right there, that burst of speed right there, hey, you're turning it on right there.
Well, you know, everybody says his dad, Bobby Owens, was one of the fastest kids that ever played at Gatlinburg-Pittman. I mean, he's turned into a really good football player. Seemed like it just happened overnight, too.
1st and 10 at the 22. Young to the left. Sutton tight end right. Trap inside right there. Not much right there. That's Pitzer on the carry.
Well, Mike, I tell you what, I saw something right there that just really impresses me. And one thing that I really like, and I may be wrong, but I think it's an adjustment on the part of Matt Evans, our offensive line coach, and Coach Hammonds. One thing that they did, if you go back and watch the replay of that, you see that the backside linemen are really coming out low and hard in what we call scoop blocking, just kind of going for that lineman's backside knee or play side knee and just trying to get low and cut him off from the play, because we had a lot of linemen and linebackers last week making tackles from the backside.
Pitzer on the counter across the 20. Well, they're going to call him down at the 20. Rob, we're not getting they're not spotting, those linesmen are not spotting the ball good tonight. I think the crowd right there is starting to realize that themselves. Great crowd on hand here at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. Gatlinburg-Pittman on top 2-0, 4:16 remaining in the first quarter here from Hammondsville. I formation, tight end right. Ogle drops, looks, across the middle. That's Owens. He's got the first down. Flags fly right there. And Rob, that's got to be a face mask right there at that vantage point because they want another Highlander around. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 8-yard line, and after a step off, it's going to be 1st and go from about the 4.
Mike, when you go back and look at this replay, you're going to see why Taylor Ogle has a 714 completion percentage this year. He's 20 and 28, but just watch the precision. I mean, he just takes the ball 2 steps, throws to the spot, and you give it to Bo Owens. That's a great route right there, and that's his 7th reception on the year. But just that's pretty precise passing game by a quarterback and receiver.
1st and go at the 4-yard line. Highlanders, tight end left. Dyer on the carry, twists, turns down to about the 1-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and go.
You know, and another thing, getting back to our GP quarterback, he just really throws the ball. He protects the ball. I mean, he throws it to a point where it's not going to get intercepted.
Good look at the replay right here. And Rob, the GP line really starting to get a good push up front there.
You know, Mike, I think we got a short spot then. To me, it looked like he was across the goal line.
Same set for the Highlanders. Owens again, make that Bo Dyer again. Dives across the line of scrimmage. Touchdown, Bo Dyer.
And Mike, that's his 7th touchdown, if I'm correct, the 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Came into tonight's game with 301 yards rushing after 3 ball games.
And on not many carries.
He's only got 49 carries. And, think about it. We've got 3 or 4 guys that are getting carries and kind of pitching the ball around, throwing a little bit. But it's a great year already for Bo Dyer.
Robertson the snap, Ogle to hold, pitcher to kick, and the kick is good. So here with 3:13 remaining in the first quarter, it's the Highlanders 8, the Highlanders 9.
22 yards, 2 minutes, 5 seconds.
Pigeon Forge nothing.
Couple more of our sponsors tonight.
There it's up there.
Of course, looking down on the sideline, there's a few boys down there in coaching uniforms that we had the pleasure of coaching back in the day. Lee White, who is a great offensive lineman for us here. Travis Britton, one of the better offensive and defensive linemen that we've had here. Both those kids went on to play at Carson Newman. And you see Nathan Ogle, who played at Emory and Henry, was one of the better linebackers that we've had.
A little after our tenure here.
He was a little after our tenure, but all 3 great football players down there coaching for the Tigers.
Pitcher to kick off. He's done those duties all year, except for a couple times.
I'm guessing by the end of the night, those guys wish they were back in their old blue and gold.
Because last week in region play, Gatlinburg-Pittman on top of Chucky Doak, 42-16. Happy Valley over West Green, 35-0. Kings Academy over North Green, 22-6. And Cumberland Gap over South Green, 35-7. Here comes pitcher's kick, and it's going to sail into the end zone. No return on that baby right there.
Mike, not only did that get into the end zone, that ball in the air was 8 yards deep. I guess his leg's better.
And this week in region play, Chucky Doak at Cloudon. Happy Valley has an open date. They, of course, entertain the Highlanders next week. I guarantee they're down here watching. North Green at Hancock County, Oneida at Cumberland Gap. Pigeon Forge, that's this week. I'll take it back. Pigeon Forge, of course, here at Gatlinburg-Pittman. Rutledge at South Green, and West Green at United. Handoff left side there. Joey Green and big number 77.
Good job there by the coaches on the sideline, Mike. Pigeon Forge came out in a slot, and we had one defensive back out there to covering it. And of course, we caught that right away from the booth to the sideline to the field.
Green and Allman on the tackle for the Highlanders. Second down, 10, Tigers. Trying to sweep it. A little running room, not much, maybe 3 yards out close to the 24-yard line.
Branch on the carry, picked up about 4. It's going to be 3rd and a long 6.
A little technical difficulty tonight here, Rob, to start with. We'll get that straight. A little cool out there. A lot of fans have jackets on tonight. Parkas, windbreakers. 3rd and 6, ball at the 24-yard line. Glenn wants to throw, throws. Ball's going to be, should have been caught. Great defensive coverage by number 10, Bo Owens on the play.
2 big plays in a row by Bo Owens right there. Mike, evidently they were kind of flip-flopping our defense with formation. He got over here on that last play and made the stop on the sweep. And then right there, that's the kind of shot that you dream of as a defensive back, seeing a guy up in the air going for the football.
Here's the replay right here. Rob, you got to catch in. GP may be going after it. Can't know. Young and Dyer deep right there. Highlanders got the return on. Good kick. Young is going to handle it at the 41-yard line. Trying to get outside. Gets a good block. Gets another great block. Still on his feet. Good return by Young up to the 49-yard line. Rob, great block. I didn't catch that number. Was that Bo Owens on that lick?
Mike, I think that was Matthew Pitcher. Actually, I'm not sure which leak you're talking about. One thing is that we had a pretty good wall set up, and the ball was kicked way to the sideline, which Chase Young had to run a long ways to get to the wall. But he had some great blocks by the deep guys. And you see right there, you see Bo Owens one and Matthew Pitcher. Boom, right there.
That's Pitzer right there.
Of course, Jake.
We're not going to have a 15-yard step off against Pigeon Forge for a personal foul. 40-yard punt, good return. Of course, with a penalty, that's much better. 1st and 10 Highlanders at the Forge 38-yard line. Ogle looks, wants to go deep. Going to Young, left side, that ball's going to be incomplete right there. Rob, I tell you, Taylor has had a couple. I'm saying he's had about 4 or 5 passes this year. It's been about a half a yard off.
And Mike, sometimes when you almost have to go back and watch the replay, and if he's just kind of throwing the ball to the spots, you don't know if the receiver got tied up, slowed his route down. But I mean, you're right; it's just a yard away. And you see, I saw Taylor Ogle getting up off the ground after the play, but initially I was thinking pretty good pass protection. One thing that, Mike, it looks like to me, maybe the GP linemen narrowed their splits down a little bit this week after a lot of penetration by Chucky Doak.
Same formation, 2nd down 10. Draw. Dyer, twist, turn, still on his feet. He's got the moves. Can he get 6, 20, 15, 10, 5, knocked down at the 3-yard line. You talk about all effort right there.
I tell you what, Bo Dyer came to play tonight. Not that he doesn't come to play every night. He's just one of the best football players on the field every game.
Call him Mr. Swivel hips right there. 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves, 4 moves. Breaks to the outside.
Essentially, Mike, Pigeon Forge had the opportunity to hit him in the backfield. 2 steps, made a great cut, broke 3 or 4 tackles, spun out of one, then just outrun everybody else on the field.
And a great job getting to that outside, getting that ball on the outside arm. 1st and goal, Highlanders at the 3. Boy, I tell you, if this is against the Highlanders, Coach Benny Hammonds not going to be happy. GP, too many penalties so far in this ball game. Got illegal participation right there. Did the defense break with 12 men on the huddle, Rob, or had 12 men on the field? Don't know, but good break for the Highlanders. We'll step this off. We already have stepped it off. 1st and goal, ball just inside the 2-yard line. Young to the left, Sutton tight end right, power right L formation for the Highlanders. Pitzer trying to get to the corner. He's in the corner. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Matthew Pitzer. As a flag flies right there. That may be against Pigeon Forge. Don't know from here. No, it's going to be against the Highlanders.
Well, Mike, no doubt there's a lot of jawing going back.
I think it was a dead ball foul.
And one thing you got to be. And Mike, I'm guessing they're going to say that was taunting after the touchdown by GP players.
Okay, we'll back this one up right here, 15 yards. The pitcher set to try the longest PAT of his career. Spotted at the 25, be a 35-yard extra point attempt. Snap is down, kick is up. It's long enough. Is it straight enough? It is no good, wide. So here with 40 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter, it's the Highlanders 15, the Tigers and Pigeon Forge nothing. Because Rob hadn't had a good chance yet to talk about a good friend, ex-coaching mate, Perry Schrant, who's in charge down at Pigeon Forge High School now.
I can't believe he hadn't made his appearance in the booth yet.
It's early.
He's probably still down in the sideline getting those footballs wet. Here's as we look at the replay of the touchdown by Matthew Pitzer, who made it look easy. Stick, as we used to call him, or Bob Vila. He was always good when he knew we were going to play in the rain, getting those soapy balls ready for the soapy ball drill.
Yeah, he may have helped the Highlanders out. I take it helped the Tigers out yesterday in doing that soapy ball drill with the expected rain here. Great crowd on hand across the way.
Hey, huge crowd tonight. I talked to my buddy Steve Casey, Tennessee Hardwood Flooring today. He got here at 8 o'clock this morning to put his blanket and put a tarp down so he could have a spot for the game. He said he had to fight 4 grandmothers for the spot.
Hey, I'll add to that after this kickoff right here. Pitcher's kick is going to be short, squib, fielded by Branch at the 6-yard line. A little running room, and then he's hammered down. Oh, what a hit right there. I don't know who finishing up on that. I think it may have been number 7, Chase Young. Of course, I think he's the only boy from Pigeon Forge on this GP football team.
And he is, and back when we coached, at least half of our football team were kids that went to elementary school in Pigeon Forge and came up here to high school. And obviously that's changed with Pigeon Forge playing varsity football now for just the 8th or 9th year.
It's actually the 9th year, but the first 2 years, Rob, were JV ball.
Junior varsity.
Talking about the stands last night, middle school game here. Talked to a couple people that said, they were sitting there, and some people came in and put the blankets down last night, and they said, you mind scooting over? That's our seat. We want to reserve it for tomorrow night. Gwen wants to throw it. Ball's going to be complete out there. On the coverage for the Highlanders, that's number 16, Taylor Ogle, and that's going to be Pigeon Forge, their first down of the ball game tonight. So Gwen on the connection right there for the first down. Rob right there, a little too much cushion right there. Gwen basically a 3-step drop passer. Rob, and from right here, that's going to be the end of the quarter. It looks now like Pigeon Forge, they're going to have to put the ball in the air just to even catch up.
They are. It's just great. I tell you, to me, a big improvement as you look at the Gatlinburg-Pittman student section and the cheerleaders. And by the way, somebody how many extra kilts did we have to get for kids painted blue?
Cam Allen, she said she made 12 kilts this week. Finished the last one last night at 11:30. As you watch a replay here, trap to the left side. Not my trap closed in a hurry, and then out there you had big 80 Zach Sutton to lasso him in.
Hey, I tell you, the guy that looked like a man on that play was number 77, Adolfo Elman. Man, he just stuffed that offensive line.
Rob crossed the way up on the breezeway on the top row up there. We got people 6 and 7 deep. I don't know if you wanted to get to the concession stand, could you get there?
Oh, it's just a great atmosphere, and boy, I just tell people all the time, if you ever want to go to see a good quality football team in the best atmosphere, the most beautiful high school stadium in the country, you just need to come to a Gatlinburg-Pittman game. Great student section. You got lifetime fans, third-generation fans, and parents. It's just a great atmosphere. We got a great band, great cheerleaders, got a quality program. Just doesn't get any better. Pigeon
Forge and Gatlinburg, that rivalry, started, Rob, but it's not there yet as large as the magnitude of the Seymour Gatlinburg-Pittman ball games, because it seems like every year at 10th ball game you were playing for something was at stake. Second down, 10, Tigers. Gwen, the quarterback, he's gone all the way. Toss sweep, that's Branch trying to get to the corner. And who's there? A host of Highlanders led by number 30. Make that 16.
Well, I tell you who was there. Our starting quarterback was there. But Mike, that's just a good effort and good coaching right there. When you watch, if we can watch a replay, every kid on that football team is taking care of his responsibility. Start out in good stance, good alignment. They beat the guy in front of them, take good angles to the football. Got gang tackling.
Loss of 3 on a play. Second down, 13 Tigers. Head coach Lee Hammonds in his first year at the helm down there at the Forge in the Battle of the Tunnel. Gwen drop. pumps. Goes deep. He has a man open right there. Ball's going to be incomplete right there. Nice pump and go right there. Just a little underthrown, and Pigeon Forge are going to have to kick it away again, Rob.
Hey, really pretty good throw. And you see it so many times in high school football. You see these young kids running the route with their arms stuck out straight instead of pumping those arms to the last second. It just really slows them down, and you see a lot of footballs overthrown because of that.
Rob, you have to run through the football.
Run through it.
Good snap this time. Kicks away, right? So it's a good kick, fielded by Young at the 35-yard line. Trying to get to the corner, cuts back right there. Great coverage by the Tigers, and he's going to lose one on that return right there. Good coverage, good punt by Pigeon Forge.
Good coverage, Mike, and if there is a guy that has a bullseye on his back tonight, it's Chase Young, being the only kid from Pigeon Forge playing football for the Highlanders.
Of course, Rob, rushing stats that first quarter, it's
pretty lopsided.
Pretty lopsided.
Pigeon Forge with 5 yards and Gatlinburg-Pittman with 72.
So GP good field position again at their own 34-yard line. Mike Allen with Rob Younger from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. Marty Nicely on hand doing the stats. Kevin Tierney, the head honcho, on the camera. And, of course, Randall, assisted by his daughter Jordan tonight on the instant replay. GP goes trips to the right side. They can't get that away. Now they do. It's Young out there. No, may have been a lateral right there. Now they say incomplete. GP rushed that play just a little bit there, Rob.
Well, Mike, I think they knew that they were running out of time, and I think that was a lateral. Gatlinburg-Pittman coaches showing a lot of confidence in their big left offensive tackle, Michael Dodig, trying to get him out there in front of that screen.
First time GP has shown trips this year. So with the incompletion here with 10:49 remaining in the first half, Highlanders on top 15-0. Sims splits to the left, Young to the right. Double swap, Owens motions this time. Ogle drops, looks, flags fly right there. The ball's going to complete to Owens right there, still on his feet. Inside the 30, Owens is going to score here, Rob. I think this is going to come back because I think Owens may have turned it up right there in his motion route right for the snap of the ball.
And I think you're right, Mike, and I think he's going to hate himself for it because it was a great football play. It was a great throw and catch, and it was a great run after the catch, and he's going to hate himself. Hey, highlight play, it's going to make the highlight reel anyway.
Orange will say, I'm going to redeem myself. Sometime before this ball game's over, he will redeem himself, Rob, for that.
And it was a beautiful pass.
I think that may have been Dyer that jumped right there, Rob, instead of Orange turning up right there. I apologize to Orange right there. Dyer, he moved just a tad right there.
You know, one thing you got a special player when he has two guys that have the angles on him and converging, and he hits that extra gear and kind of splits the gap and accelerates through them.
After the 5-yard step off, the Highlanders faced with second and make that 1st and 15. Trips to the right again. Ogle fakes, wants to go deep, being pressured out there, still on his feet. Scrambling, looking, he's going to tuck up now, he's going to throw the football. Ball is complete up there. And now they're going to say incomplete, ball intended for Joey Green right there. Rob, it's really tough for a right-handed quarterback when you're rolling to the left, getting rid of pressure and being pressured to even get anything on any type of throw.
Of course, then you're trying to get your shoulders squared around so you can throw the ball. But impressive scramble by 6'4", 180-pound kid. Of course, Coach Hammonds, Mike, showing some different formations. That's what I would call a bunch formation. He had those 3 wideouts right there tight on the right side, and then of course went back to the wide side of the field. Great call, it just didn't work out.
They're saying 3rd down, Rob. I still just think it's 2nd down. Draw. That's Dyer. Still on his feet. Twisting, turning. Up to the 38-yard line. And that's going to bring up, let's see, what down is it? That is 4th down, Rob. My bad on that. 4th and 6. So the Highlanders, Matthew Pitzer back there to punt it away.
Mike, is this the 2nd punt of the football season for the Highlanders? fourth punt.
Fourth punt, and he's had 3 in the previous 3 games. And it's a boomer. Fielded by Harveston at the 26-yard line, trying to get outside. Hemmed in right there.
Oh.
Hammered down. What a tackle by number 80, Zach Sutton.
Oh, hey,
Textbook.
when it's one thing, Mike, to make an open field tackle on a return guy. He's supposed to be the quickest guy on the offensive side of the ball right there. And then you see a guy like Zach Sutton, and you make an open field tackle. Not just a tackle where you have to break down, chop your feet, and wrap up and kind of hope to contain him. I mean, that's just a face mask between the numbers and putting him on his back right there. That's a highlight tackle.
So Pigeon Forge, they've had decent field position all night at their own 33-yard line. They send Twins right, tight end left, I formation. Twins the quarterback, Harveston the tailback. Harveston on the carry. Good yardage across the 35 up close to the 36-yard line. Remember at halftime you can see the Highlander marching band under the performance of Ron Hicks, assisted by Mark Harrell. Great selection of a Broadway musical medley this year. Second down, 7, Tigers, same formation. Again, nice carry up close to the 38-yard line.
Of course, Highlanders giving them a little dose of their own medicine, getting everybody up there on the line of scrimmage. Mike, I'm not sure where the information came from, but in the scouting report it said that Pigeon Forge claimed that they could run in the 6 and 7 hole all night long, which is the off tackle basically.
I think Beverly Hammonds will be glad this ball game's over. Don't know here. 3rd and 5 Tigers. Gwynn drops out in the flat. That ball is dropped right there. Of course, he heard Owens coming up right there. He hammered him earlier in the ball game, so the Pigeon Forge Tigers going to have to punt it away.
Of course, and Mike, I think the reason that ball was thrown high is just great coaching and being coachable by the defensive line. It was a 2-step drop and getting rid of the ball, which is difficult to get a sack, but they engaged the offensive lineman. Then as the quarterback reared back to pass, those kids got their hands up, and quarterback really had to throw over our defensive tackle in Ian's hands, and I think that's why the ball was thrown high.
GP, looks like they have the return on again right here. Good snap. It's a short kick, a high kick. Young calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 39-yard line.
Yeah.
They may spot it at the 38.
I'll tell you the reason that was a short kick. You see the punter and his personal protector arguing back there on the 40-yard line. The personal protector is the blocker that lines up directly in front of the punter. He just kind of, after the snap, just kind of drifted back, started kind of backpedaling, almost blocked the punt with his back.
Good Pigeon Forge crowd on hand here tonight, Rob. Seen a lot of people we know, pregame right there. So we ran on down to the concession stand right there and made sure we had 4 or 5 Chick-fil-A's before, they sold out. Trap inside, that's Pitzer. Powers his way across midfield, down inside the 45 at the 44. And there may be a flag down. Holding against the Highlanders.
And Mike, we have had some miscues and a couple of mistakes, but by and large, much better effort and performance by the offensive line as you look at the replay there. And the guys that are blocking up front tonight are number 61, Michael Dodig, who really showed up on tape last week, one of those guys that stood out. 53, Michael Hausler, who you saw pull and make the trap block right there. 65, Keelan Bryce, who I was worried when I saw him go down. He's one of those guys that as soon as he comes out of his stance, he takes one step and makes a good punch. And Corey Nichols and Adolfo and Zach Sutton on the right side of the line.
1st and 15. Dyer, he's hitting the backfield, and he's going to lose one back to the 29-yard line. Rob had the opportunity this week to talk to a couple of Highlander football team members, Chase Young and Keelan Bryce. Nice young men, and enjoyed the talk. They were, seniors, high on football, high on this Gatlinburg-Pittman football team. 10-0 last year's juniors, and they want to do it again.
And Mike, that's what it takes when your seniors have that attitude. The rest of the team's going to fall in line. And I've heard Coach Hammonds say 1,000 times that really your football team's only going to be as good as your senior class is.
Ogle drops, looks, Young on the hitch pass right there, incomplete right there.
And I tell you, Mike, that's not only one of the few incompletions by Taylor Ogle, that's one of the few drop passes I've ever seen by Chase Young, but it really was just a little bit out of his reach.
Good shot right there, head coach Benny Hammonds in his 36th season at the helm here at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. First season back in 1972.
Alongside him there, Carl Mays, alongside FCA director.
Ogle now 2 of 6 through the air. Stats not as good as normal night, but it's early in the ballgame. Ogle pumps, being pressured after, picks up a good block. He's going to tuck it up right there. Flag flies right there, and let's see what the call is. Then make holding against the Highlanders. Well, look right there, that like Ogle picked up a good block there, Rob. I don't know why you have to hold right there, but I'd say that Pigeon Forge is going to decline it right there and to force the Highlanders to punt here with 6:39 remaining in the first half. GP on top, 15-0. Rob, hats off to Don Best and assistant principals Mike Rader and Reed Landry for, making sure everything went right this week here at GP. Big ball game. It's got to work in security and all that stuff. Hey, it's tough being an administrator.
It is a lot to get ready for.
Pitzer to punt, pressure, gets it away there. It's going to take a hit, and Matt Robertson's going to down it at the 34-yard line. So Pigeon Forge still good for position right here.
I tell you one thing, as I was thinking as that play was happening, Mike, one thing that Gatlinburg-Pittman's got to be careful about. I really don't think Pigeon Forge is going to drive the length of the field and score on us, but we can go into the locker room 15-0 at halftime, which really in Pigeon Forge, that's going to be a halftime victory for them. But you can't fall asleep and let them do what they did to, was it Rutledge, where they had a couple of long returns, one for a touchdown. Don't fall asleep and let them make a big play on special teams.
You got to make them work for what they get. 1st and 10 for Gwynn and company. He drops, looks, pumps, and now it's going to be dumped. Who by number 53, defensive end Michael Hauser.
Mike, that's just been, as you look at the top of the screen there, you see 53 coming from the backside, the left-handed quarterback. That's just a dream shot by Michael Hauser. Just a really good performance all night long by the defensive line. Hauser, Dodig, Elman, Zach Sutton, and Elijah Casey.
Loss of 5 on the play. Make that 2nd down 15 Tigers. Screen, left side set up good right there. Nice play by the Tigers up close to the 40-yard line. Green and Pitzer on the stop for GP.
Pretty good football play, Mike. What is the rule about blocking? Where is your zone where you can block below the waist?
Tackle to tackle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Did
Did we not get a block below the waist out on the corner right there?
I think I saw that, Rob.
Seemed like to me that Bo Dyer got blocked below the waist there. Still a good football play by Pigeon Forge.
Twins left for the Tigers this time on 3rd and 4. Branch off the right side, hit right there.
Hey,
Who by
I'm telling you, Big Adolph, he has
77.
had a heck of a game, and I was watching him right there. Offensive lineman right across from him did something different. He can't take him on up high. He's too strong. He tried to cut his feet out from under him, and Big Adolfo just shoved his face in the ground just like he's supposed to as you look at the replay.
Number 2 man from the
Look at
bottom
that
of the
right
screen there.
And then how many times do you see a defensive tackle make a solo tackle right there?
Not often. So it's going to be 4th and 4. You got to watch Pigeon Forge. They may try to fake right here. I don't think it'd be too smart if they did here with 4:29, but they're trying to pull out all stops. Maybe a long snap count. High snap pulled in right there. Kick is away right there. It's going to be Young at the 30. Make that 29-yard line. Trying to get to the corner. Has a man, cuts back inside. He's got room to go. Oh, Rob.
Hey, he wanted it so bad he could taste it. What a great effort by Chase Young. And, boy, we really enjoyed watching him play this year.
Tripped up right there.
Huh.
We've got a Tiger down right there. I said, I had a good conversation with Chase the other day, too. Of course, him and his dad, Mike, we went to high school together.
Good pressure up front by the defensive line.
Good job by Dyer getting out there. And just that little, Robbie really missed up high right there, but as he fell, he sort of got a part of the ankle right there. Remember, you can see this replay Saturday mornings at 11, Monday nights at 7, and Wednesday nights at 7 on Channel 4, your downtown Gatlinburg station, the Peg Channel.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, Gatlinburg-Pittman offensively hasn't done anything the second quarter. I think it's important that they score here going into the halftime.
Dyer, right side, running room, all kinds of running room, still on his feet. What a move. Great run by Dyer, picking up another first down close to the 22-yard line. That'll stop the clock. Here are 3:54. Highlanders 2 timeouts left.
I'm running out of things to say about Bo Dyer. I mean, he just, of course, I guess I can just quit talking and let everybody watch the film for themselves. What a play.
Hey, we could bring a dictionary next week. Let's put that dictionary in our budget, Marty.
A football thesaurus, maybe.
That would be great. Owens to the right. That looks open. Jump pass right there. That's Sutton. Pounding his feet, twisting, turning. Can he get in? Ball loose right there. Pigeon Forge is going to pick it up. Now they're going to down it. Now another flag comes down here.
Oh.
GP's misfortunes right there. See what the call is.
We got to get this sorted out.
Now, Rob, if that's a defensive penalty in the end zone, is that a safety? Because he was trying to run it out.
He did not realize what he was doing and take a knee. He was trying to run the ball out. Not that that matters.
Let's see what the call is going to be here.
Face mask against the Highlanders.
Boy, what a break for the Tigers, Mike. Great throw and catch. T.O. to Zach Sutton. And really, Zach, just a second effort, almost got the touchdown out of it. And I can't tell, it probably just got the ball stripped.
Yep.
You know, and I tell you what, if they called that, we need to look at another replay. If that was the call, that kid was already sitting down.
1st and 10 Tigers. Branch on the carry, going nowhere.
Tackle by Sutton and Robertson.
Along with Joey Green right there. I tell you, Joey Green, the leading tackle on the team, Robin. You know, we're bad about not calling names on defense right there, but looking at the stats, you know, Joey's had a great season already.
He has 32 tackles going into tonight's game, 2 interceptions. But you know, sometimes when you look out there in the pile, you got about 3 guys that really look a lot like there. You got 33 Green, 32 Dyer, and you know, 2 Robertson, 44 Pitzer. Sometimes it's hard to pick out numbers.
2nd down, 9. Tigers. Not much here. Tripped up initially, but right there, your man, Rob, Adolfo Ellman. Number 77. Green on the assist there.
Did we get a replay of the touchdown and the face mask again? You know, you expect the weather and the rain to be somewhat of an equalizer. You don't expect the officials to be the equalizer in the game.
3rd down, 6 Tigers. Clock running, 2:29 remaining in the first half. And Pigeon Forge are going to take a timeout. Looks like we'll get a little TV action here tonight.
Mike, great storyline. I mean, and you know, it's not just here in Gatlinburg. Coaches and fans and players all over East Tennessee know about Coach Hammonds. I mean, he's a legend in East Tennessee football and the winningest coach in East Tennessee football. And he's played probably everybody from Wartburg to Ray County and from Cloudland to
CPA.
CPA. I mean, there are very few teams in the area that we haven't played.
Rob, I don't think we've ever played anybody west of Nashville.
This might be the year.
Thanks to more of our sponsors.
You know, and if you look at it, Mike, this really is one of the teams where, you know, we're really good in every facet of the football game: offense, defense, kicking game, passing game, running game, run defense, pass defense. I mean, we're really a pretty complete football team.
They may come back with that stop and go here, Rob. They've been close a couple times. Let's see what to do here on 3rd and 6. A little jump pass right there. It's complete right there. That's Gwen to his brother Gwen.
Gwen to Gwen.
And I think that may be Pigeon Forge's second first down of the ball game. So it's going to be, here's a replay right here. Nobody on that tight end there. You got to bust that tight end, Rob, coming
well,
off the ball.
One thing, it looked like Bo Dyer was expecting the ball to kind of come off that end as a run play. He kind of ran toward the line of scrimmage as the ball was snapped and vacated that area where the hot pass was going.
Harveston again on the carry. Make that branch down to the 41-yard line. As we go under 2 minutes to play in the first half. GP and Pigeon Forge each with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half.
Mike, I can tell you there are a lot of fans all over East Tennessee that are at other football games that are turning the radio on or making cell phone calls to see what the score is of this game. This is the game of interest in East Tennessee this week.
Pro I right set for Pigeon Forge, branch to tailback. Gwen drops, wants to throw, goes deep this time, has a man down there. Ball's going to be caught right there. Rob, that's just a good throw and catch right there with Ogle on the coverage.
Better catch than it was the throw. I mean, you know, the kid had to lean back. I'd have to look at the replay. It looks like he caught the ball over the wrong shoulder.
That's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Make that the 14-yard line.
Pretty good throw and catch. And I tell you, Lee Hammonds is a very good quarterback coach. And
hey, that's just a good play by the receiver right there. Pigeon Forge trying to get on the board here. Crap inside, hot jump pass again. 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line. Rob, we got to start picking up the tight end.
And Mike, it's you know, we've got a free safety in the middle of the field and we've got an outside linebacker lined up right over him.
Nice tackle there by...
And I guess we're fortunate to have Chase Young right there playing center field to make the tackle.
Branch right side powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, Mike, that is a huge morale boost for the players, coaches, and fans of Pigeon Forge.
Benny Hammonds not going to be happy, Rob. That was an 80-play drive by the Tigers right there to get within a touchdown. You know, especially when you're getting ready to go up 3 touchdowns, you turn around and you're only going to be up by 1 here at halftime. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So here with 43 seconds remaining in the first half, it's the Highlanders 15, the Tigers 7.
Well, Mike, it just seemed kind of like almost like we had the Piddles that second quarter. We just didn't get anything done offensively. Make a good drive toward the end of the second quarter, and as you look at the replay by Pigeon Forge there, you know, they just had momentum going into that play, but had a huge bad break with fumbling the touchdown in the end zone. And hey, Pigeon Forge can't take anything away from them. They moved the chains.
Highlanders not doing much in that defensive series, Rob.
I tell you what, Lee Hammonds is going to tell his kicker not to kick the ball to Bo Dyer or Chase Young or Bobby Owens right here, or Bo Owens. I guess. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried the onside kick. I mean, because we saw their kicker kick a 42-yard field goal in pregame warmups.
just a squib kick right there. Fielded by Corey Jenkins. And his knee was down, Rob, when he picked it up. So GP, 2 timeouts left here, Rob. At their own 35-yard line, do you think Coach Hammonds will sit on it or try to put points on the board?
I think he'll try to put points on the board. That's not always his style, but I think he will. And by the way, good job by Corey Jenkins handling the knuckleball kick. That's kind of one of your baseball plays right there. Yeah.
All right, you got to play shortstop. Owens to the left, Young to the right. 1st and 10 Highlanders at the 35. Ogle fakes, bootlegs. Wants to go, has a man out there. That's Dyer. The ball is complete at the 48-yard line, 43-yard line, clock running. Now it looks like GP is going to call a timeout.
You know, a lot of times you hear about these NFL guys buying something for their offensive linemen. T.O. needs to do something for some of his receivers because they really have made some great catches. And Bo Dyer might caught that ball in the most difficult of circumstances, knowing that he's going to get hit by 2 guys and hopefully he's not hurt. I mean, what a job hanging on to the football.
GP 1 timeout, 2nd down 2, ball at the 43-yard line. GP on top 15-7, 2 touchdowns and a safety for the Highlanders.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to run the screen because one thing we do, Mike, with our running backs and receivers, we do a great job blocking for each other and running after the catch.
Owens on the wing, Sims to the left, Young to the right. Double wing this time. Owens in motion. Ogle Rose looking, has a man out there. That's Owens. That ball's going to be complete. Still on his feet, makes a move right there, cuts back inside. 1st and 10 Highlanders, ball inside the 35-yard line. Clock will stop right there. The Highlanders look like they're going to spike it right here, Rob. Save that timeout.
What a great play, Mike. And
we knew they'd come back with that. GP trying to get set here. As soon as they blow it and play, they'll snap it and spike it.
And Mike, and
there's going to be a flag here.
That's the play that they had the penalty on earlier. That was the great play by Owens that was brought back.
Well, they said the Highlanders weren't set here, Rob.
You know, you got to address the issues of penalties in the locker room at halftime and get that squared away. And I tell you one thing that I was watching that play and I kept wanting him to get the ball out and get it to Chase Young, but he was patient. He knew that route was going to come open, and that's one thing that Taylor does. And a couple of times I thought, well, he needs to get rid of the ball quicker, but he's just been patient, waiting for his route to get open.
11 seconds left to go in the first half.
And I tell you, you got to address the penalty issue at halftime and get that squared away. 7 penalties for over 70 yards in the first half.
So GP spikes the ball here. That stops the clock here with 11 seconds. Maybe a couple times for a couple passes right here. Of course, pitcher has a leg right here, Rob. If they get in field goal position.
Good look at Lee Hammonds. 13 years as an assistant coach at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. 4 as a player.
Goes deep down the right side of Young. That ball's going to be caught right there. And out of bounds right there at the 11-yard line, 4 seconds. I think here, Rob, you got to go for the field goal.
And Mike, how many times have you seen 5'9" Chase Young go up between 2 guys? Great leaping ability. And the thing he has, Mike, he just has good ball skills. He has timing and went up and caught the ball over 2 guys. What a play. And then kept his feet in bounds.
GP's going to take their last time out, and it looks like they will send the field goal unit onto the field.
Maybe we can get a replay there and just.
Rob, I think you got to go field goal here because I don't think 4 seconds is enough time to get 2 plays off. Rob, exciting first half.
Exciting first half. And Mike, I don't know. I never kicked the ball. Hopefully, I never will. Is it a soccer-style kicker, right-footed kicker? Is it a difficult kick from the right hash? Is it more difficult? To me, it seemed like with a short kick like that from the 10.5-yard, 11-yard line from the right hash would be a difficult angle for a right-footed kicker. Does it matter? Doesn't matter now. They're
kicking here. This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt. Robertson to snap, Ogle to hold, Pitzer to kick. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. A lot of Pigeon Forge fans don't like it, Rob, but perfect right there.
Look wide left. What a good call, good drive.
So the score at the end of the first half, it's Gatlinburg-Pittman 18, Pigeon Forge 7. We'll see you after you watch the Highlander marching band here at halftime.
Stats in the first half, Gatlinburg-Pittman was called for 75 yards in penalties, 2 touchdowns called back, Pigeon Forge 25 yards. Please welcome to the field the 2007 Pigeon Forge High School Marching Band. And under the direction of Mr. Anthony Kelly. Assistant Director is Becky Carey. Color Guard Instructor is Karen Kelly. Drum Instructor is Josh Purvis. Drum Major is Sam Freeman. Band Captain is Kellen Wright. Band Lieutenants are Molly Brackens and Brennan Carpenter. The Color Guard Captain is Whitney Testister. Drum Captain is Nick Buto. For tonight's show, the band would like to invite you to join them on the dance floor as they present the 2007 show, Scenes from a Ballroom. They will be performing the Pasa Doble, playing Espana Gente. Second, they will be waltzing to Moon River. Finally, they will be doing a quick step to Hey Pachicho. Drum Major, is your band ready? You may take the field for your performance. Would you please welcome the Gatlinburg-Pittman High School band. Officers up for the band are Catherine Day, drum major. Lily Houston, band captain. Ida Welford, drum captain. Chelsea Sands, guard captain. Tara Tyrell, guard co-captain. Directions are Ron Hicks and Mark Harrell. Tonight, featured performers are Shanna Arp, Alex Demetrison, Brittany Lewis, and Chaz Sims. 50 years ago this fall, the musical West Side Story made its Broadway debut. Tonight, the band salutes this music written by Leonard Bernstein. Selections include Prologue, Tonight, I Have a Love, and Mambo.
Marty Nicely here, Hammonds Field, where at halftime Gatlinburg-Pittman leads 18-7. Gatlinburg-Pittman had a 15-0 lead. Pigeon Forge came back and scored late in the second period to make it 15-7, and then GP kicks a field goal right as the half runs out to make the halftime score 18-7. For Pigeon Forge, unofficial stats: first downs, Pigeon Forge 4. Passing, they were 5 of 8 for 77 yards. Rushing, 15 rushing attempts for a net of 13 yards. Total offense, 90 yards for Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge had 4 punts in the first half for 32-yard average. They were penalized 3 times for 12 yards. For Gatlinburg-Pittman, first downs, 8. Passing, 6 of 10, 126 yards. Rushing, 19 rushing attempts, 93 yards. Total yards offense in the first half for Gatlinburg-Pittman, 219 yards. Gatlinburg-Pittman punted 2 times for 36-yard average. Gatlinburg-Pittman fumbled 1 time. It was recovered by Pigeon Forge. Penalties, Gatlinburg-Pittman penalized 7 times for 65 yards. Scoring summary, first quarter, 5:29 left to go. There was a safety. GP led 2-0. 3:13 left to go. Dyer, 1-yard TD run. Point after was good. GP led 9-0. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Pitcher, 1-yard run. PAT was no good, 15-0. Then in the second period, with 4 seconds left to go, pitcher, 28-yard field goal, made it 18-7, which is our halftime score. Pigeon Forge only score came with 43 seconds left to go in the first half after GP had an apparent touchdown nullified by a penalty and by a fumble and a penalty in the end zone. Pigeon Forge went 80 yards to score with 43 seconds left in the first half. Their point after was good, and that's their 7 points. So here at Hammonds Field at halftime, 18-7, Gatlinburg-Pittman. Mike and Rob will be back with the second half call.
Back live here at Hammonds Field, Mike Hill on Rob Younger, Marty Nicely, Kevin Tierney, and Randall Bryan. Rob, great halftime performance by both marching bands. You know, good ball game here. You know, Pigeon Forge seized a little momentum right before half, and GP came back to tack on pitcher's 28-yard field goal. But again, you know, if you're Coach Benny Hammonds and Coach Lee Hammonds, what do you tell your respective teams? What did you tell them at halftime? What did you tell them at halftime?
Well, I know that our side of the ball, Coach Benny Hammonds is going to tell his guys to stay focused, quit making penalties. We got to do without the penalties. Don't get into a argument with those guys. Don't get a personal foul, but just focus, get rid of the penalties, quit making mistakes, and everything else is going to take care of itself.
GP close to 80 yards the first half in penalties, and that really hurt the Highlanders. GP will kick off here to begin the second half of the night's ball game. Of course, they're on top 18-7. Next week, GP travels up to Happy Valley to take on the Warriors. And Rob will be up on top of that press box. You guess they still got that cannon?
Hey, I had a dream about it last night. I woke up about 2 times in the middle of the night hearing that cannon.
All right, here's pitcher set to kick off. Branch and Harvison deep for the Tigers. It's going to be Branch at the 12-yard line. Little lane, then not much right there. I think first on the lick right there may have been number 7, Chase Young for the Highlanders. Or was that Joey Green?
I think it was number 36, Caleb Bryan. And, you know, 2 weeks ago at Sequoia, Caleb had 3 stops on the kickoff team. I think the initial big lick was number 36, Caleb Bryan.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the 20.
Maybe we can get a replay on that.
Total offense first half, GP 219, Pigeon Forge 90. Glenn, the quarterback, he's had success throwing the football tonight. They send twins to the left side. Little trap inside, that's Harveston. Not much going there. Hit first initially by number 33, Joey Green for the Highlanders, along with a host of Highlanders. Pick up a 2 on the play, second down, 8 Tigers.
First half rushing, Pigeon Forge 15 attempts, 13 yards.
And of course, you know, Rob, Pigeon Forge, about everything he got in that first half was through the air.
Mike, I think they had 15 attempts for 13 yards rushing. If they're gonna do anything tonight, they're gonna have to loosen us up by throwing the football.
Harveston on a carry, still on his feet, going to scramble for a couple out close to the 29-yard line.
And of course, they had a little bit of success with the quarterback throwing to the tight end. But Mike, that's nothing you can make a living on all night long.
Second down, make that third down, and we'll call it 6 for the Tigers.
Kind of talking about their team during halftime, Mike. If I'm correct, Gwen, the quarterback, and Gwen, the tight end, are brothers, and their dad,
Mike
Gwynn, is the baseball coach, and they just recently moved from Anderson County. Supposed to be both great baseball players.
Run right side. Oh, tripped up right there, Rob. I think he may have got
Mike,
tripped up by his own man. Ball may have come loose, but they get it back there. That's going to be 4th and about 4. He had a little running room, Rob, but I think he tripped over his own guy there. Let's see what the Tigers do here, Rob. Nothing to lose right here. They may go for it here on 4th and 1. And they are. Look for the hard snap count here, maybe to draw the Highlanders off. Gwynn's now going to call timeout, and they're probably going to punt the football away here. Rob, I think right there in that situation, you know, you don't waste a time out there. I think you take the delay of game. 5 yards is not going to matter much here kicking the football, but, you know, in that ball game, you may wish you had that third timeout, extra timeout.
You're absolutely correct there. That's going to be, and you know, hey, first-year head coach, you're going to make some of those calls like that, but he'll learn, and if that situation does arise at the end of the game, he's really going to learn from it.
Had a nice visit there at halftime with former GP standout Chad Reagan. Pulled his old GP shirt out of from his mom and dad's closet. Rob said he hadn't had it on in 11 years, but hey,
just fit him just like he was when he was a senior in high school, right?
Yeah, it was a little tight on him, but Chad's a good one. All right, Pigeon Forge to punt it away here. It looks like the Highlanders may be going after it. Can't tell from here. Dyer at the 36-yard line. He's got a little running room. Cuts back inside. Finally brought down around the 47-yard line. There is a flag down here, and if it's like any other indication tonight, about everything's gone against the Highlanders. Holding, blocking the back against the Highlanders.
Blocking the back against the Highlanders.
Of course, Rob, I know, you know, your daughter Brady's approaching at first birthday and getting a little big enough now where, you know, you can do a few things on your own now, and your wife, Jennifer, can do a few things as well. And, you know, I've heard she's gone to a concert this weekend, and the only thing you got to do is go fishing an hour and a half yesterday at Marty Nicely.
Hey, it was an hour and a half. It was a great hour and a half, though.
Did you catch anything?
Marty caught 5 or 6. I didn't catch any.
1st and 10, GP at their own 37-yard line. GP shifting around a little bit. Pitzer on the left side, on the corner. Gain of about 3 across the 40 up to the 41-yard line. GP still on top, 18-7, 9:32 and counting in the third quarter. Remember, you can see this ball game on Saturday mornings at 11, Mondays at 7, and Wednesdays at 7 on Channel 4, the PEG channel, downtown Gatlinburg.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. The days of getting up, reading the paper, drinking coffee, stringing up the fly rod, spending the day in the park, and going out to the Greenbrier that night, those days have come to an end.
You better get used to those Happy Meals. GP wishbone formation, pitcher on the left side. Nice yardage across the 45, spotted at the 46-yard line. Going to be about 1 yard short. We'll call it 3rd and 1 Highlanders.
Mike, great stable of running backs for Highlanders this year. And you see a lot of NFL teams and a lot of Division I college teams that have the luxury of picking their players. Try to get a running back combination of a Pitzer and a Bo Dyer, kind of the thunder and lightning thing. And but you know, we're just fortunate enough that that's just how we are. Of course, Pitzer is a bigger kid. I mean, not that he doesn't have the speed, but just got a great lot of options back there and a lot of change up. We've got Pitzer, Robertson, Bodire, Corey Jenkins. We've got several kids that gives the opposing defense a different look. And I tell you, maybe we can get a replay of this and watch Michael Dodig, number 61, the left tackle, and they took his guy 7 or 8 yards down the field.
Well, they're going to call timeout for a measurement. Of course, this is not even close because the first down marker's right in front of us. Here's a replay here.
And you see Michael Dodig. And, you know, that's one thing that stood out in my mind last week. You just saw Dodig, who is the biggest kid on the field. It just seemed like right as the whistle was blowing, you saw him downfield trying to make a second block. And when a kid that big shows up on film after the whistle downfield, it's really impressive.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Ball at their own 48-yard line. GP shifting around a little bit in that backfield. Going back in that wishbone formation. Dyer. No gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 GP. Rob, standing room only tonight here at Highlander Stadium, Hammonds Field.
Well, Mike, you look across the way and you do not see an empty slot in the stadium. And like you said, it's 6 deep up on the top rail. Of course, those guys that are 6 deep up on top of the rail are usually former GP players.
Slot right for the Highlanders. Dyer toss sweep, cuts back inside. Not much going there, and it looks like Zach Sutton's going to get flagged for a hold back here at the 47-yard line, like that 42-yard line.
And Mike, I don't know if it was a hold. One thing, it did look like he had his arms extended past the framework of his body, and he had his hands on the guy. I don't know that it was a significant hold.
Get the replay here. Looks like he had hold of his jersey there, Rob. Good call. Going to decline it right there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Highlanders. GP yet to throw the ball here this second half.
You know, in years past, GP would not be has not been a good 3rd and long team. But with Taylor Ogle and some of the receivers we have, it certainly gives us more options.
Screen left side, Pitzer cuts back inside, still on his feet. Flags fly right there. I tell you, this referee is flying happy tonight here, Rob.
And I tell you, I don't know what the play is going to be. I really wanted that play to work because, again, you had number 61, Michael Dodig, pulling and blocking run support in front of the screen, and he really did a nice job getting there in front of the ball and making a block.
Rob, this is going to be offsetting right here, blocking the back against the Highlanders.
And
let's look at the top of your screen here. I think we're going to get Dodig for this right here. No? Let's see. I don't know about that, Rob.
Well, the flag wasn't thrown at that block.
So offsetting penalties to still make it 3rd and 11. GP double wing set. And Ogle's going to be dumped back at the 40-yard line. And that's the first time, Rob, he's been sacked all year.
And Mike, I tell you, when the fans look at that, the only time an offensive lineman, the fans know anything about him is when the quarterback gets sacked. But that really wasn't an offensive lineman sack right there. The running back was supposed to pick up the guy coming off the edge, and Pitzer was in his stance, and he just didn't see it in time, and the guy ran right through Pitzer's shoulder and made the sack.
Pitzer to punt it away here on 4th and 18. Pressure. He gets it away there, fielded by Harveston at the 24-yard line. Still on his feet right there. Good coverage by the Highlanders. Good return across the 32-yard line. I tell you, Pigeon Forge Ross put some pressure on Pitzer tonight.
And they have it. And, Mike, that's why, well, and he got a great kick still. But going back to the play before, that's why when you see in Division I football or big level football that they don't like to play those young running backs because they're just not used to picking up blitzes and getting involved in the overall pass protection scheme. Of course, one thing we could do to help that is just spread them out by formation.
So Pigeon Forge's second offensive possession of the ball game here in the second half. 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line out of the I formation. Gwen looks, wants to go deep, has a man down. That ball's going to be incomplete there. Pigeon Forge crowd, Pigeon Forge coaches, one of the flag gunners.
Pigeon Forge crowd comes off its feet. And Mike, I'm not sure if it's a penalty or not, but it was really excellent coverage by Bo Owens.
There's a replay here, trying to pick on Bo this time.
You know, one thing about this football team, Mike, almost any high school football team that you see, there's going to be a weak link in the chain, but there is not on this football team.
You need to watch your tight end right here on 2nd down 10. Nice hitch out there. The Harveston knocked out of bounds by Ogle. Pick up a 15 on the play. 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 45. GP a little bit loose right there on that cushion. And a good move. You know, usually Young's a pretty good sure-handed tackler there. Not much going there. Alman on the tackle right there. Looks like he may be cramping up just a little bit.
And boy, we sure hope it's a cramp. He has had a heck of a ball game at his defensive tackle spot tonight. And you know, I'm not sure what his football history is. I don't know how many years of football he's played. He did not play last year, did he? He played last year, but not the year before. He missed one of his years in high school, but just a man, he has been a great defensive tackle for us. And I'm glad to see that is a cramp. Of course, we'll have number 58, Elijah Casey, coming in to replace him.
As we get a good look right there at
he made the tackle.
Head trainer Scott Bird, assisted by Pigeon Forge trainer Jay Smith right there. Of course, trainers provided by Fort Sanders Severe Medical. Rob, another big game in Gainesville tomorrow. What do you think about that one?
Well, I bet everybody wishes they were playing it in Knoxville at 75 degrees and sunny instead of. There's no telling what it'd be like, and sure it'd be nice and steamy in Gainesville at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. 90 and humid and a chance of thunderstorms. And
good crowd across the way there. Ex-quarterback David Ball across the way for the Highlanders. He took a lot of snaps from Dave Haddon. Of course, remember at the end of the night's broadcast, we'll bring you the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game, as well as the Five Oaks Construction offensive and defensive players of the game.
Well, there's one guy that I tried to avoid. I saw Chip Miller in the parking lot of Calhoun's this week, and after his team beat the Michigan Wolverines, you know, of course, Chip played at Appy State, my over-the-mountain rival there, and I just couldn't hardly stand to hear him talk about it.
Rumor has, of course, his wife Jennifer teaches up here at the high school, and she was talking to my son Whit the other day, and she said that over at Boone, there at Appalachian State, that they cannot keep anything in the bookstore there because all the Ohio State fans are buying it up, Rob, and they're not going to wear red, they're going to wear the black and go at the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Hidden college great. Of course, we went up and saw Chip play a game when he was in college. He's playing defensive end the year that he was All-American. And, boy, what a player he was.
Great facilities over there at Boone. Boone's a neat little town.
It is, great place.
If you like to ski, or if you're an artist, or just a yuppie, or a hippie, or a yippie, or whatever. 2nd down 10, Tigers. Little counter right there. A little running room. Dyer on the stop for the Highlanders.
Number 70, freshman, Billy Husky, 6'1", 305-pound freshman, subbing for Adolfo Elman there at the right tackle spot.
In the secondary, you got number 12, Hagen Sims out here at a corner position. That's Lee's nephew. I see now Sims at safety now. Owens and Ogle at corners. 3rd and 5 Tigers. Ball's going to be complete right there. And Rob, I think from this vantage point, it's going to be a first down, but there is a flag down across the way. Illegal participation. Had a lineman downfield. You know, Rob, that's sort of on a quick pass racket. Let's see if I got somebody downfield. I don't see anybody downfield, do you?
No.
No offensive lineman downfield. I think it's just a tight end releasing, Rob, unless he was lined up on the line of scrimmage and they had another guy on the line of scrimmage. They want to throw that jump pass right there, wide open. Ball loose right there. Picked up by Joey Green right there, still on his feet. Rob, something good may happen here. GP football.
Another face mask. Micah. Oh, you know what? Great break for GP. You really feel sorry for a kid that has an opportunity for a big play like that in front of a crowd, and feel for him. But what a great break for the Highlanders. And really just, you know, the kid just like Zach Sutton fumbled it with trying to make extra effort, but Joey Green was in the right spot.
Couldn't tell right there. I think maybe Ogle got his hand on it right there. Picked up by Joey Green. Coming back upfield, it's going to be a face mask call right there.
Like it looked like, or a horse collar. Maybe it looked like maybe Robertson kind of got his hand, maybe punched it out. But Joey Green just hustling, being in the right spot at the right time.
Chase Young got a cramp up at the 42-yard line. They'll work it out right there.
53.
Hauser's limping off there too. Rob Cool's not the football season. We have more cramps than that we've seen all year.
Probably the level of intensity against Pigeon Forge and the effort's a little greater. You know, going back to that play by the big tight end right there, Gwynn, you know, when we watched him on those 2 receptions down near the goal line, I didn't think that he ran that well, but, well, he really looked like a good athlete running with the ball then. Of course, we hear that both of those kids are good baseball prospects.
Rob, GP having trouble covering that tight end all night. Can't let that tight end release every time.
Well, Mike, I don't think they would have trouble if they game plan for it. We certainly have the athletes to do it.
It's GP football at the 30-yard line. GP on top 18-7 here with 3:50 remaining in the third quarter from Hammonds Field, Gatlinburg-Pittman High School.
And Mike, we see Chase Young coming off the field. We certainly want to keep him on the field as much as we can tonight.
GP back in a power I formation. That's Green on the crossbuck right there. Gain of 1 up close to the 31-yard line. 2nd down, 9 Highlanders. Remember, next week, GP travels up to take on Happy Valley, the Warriors, in their second region matchup. Pigeon Forge travels down to Knoxville Carter. There's Gatlinburg-Pittman Class A, Pigeon Forge 3A football team. Owens to the left, Sutton tight end right. Pitzer on the corner. He's got yardage right there. He's got a couple of blocks. First down, Matthew Pitzer across the 45, spotted at the 48-yard line.
Spitzer's showing a lot of speed, but you also see his backfield mate right there getting out in front of him trying to get a block.
That's Robertson, good block right there. Ogle, the quarterback, up under Keelan Bryce on 1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Ogle, look, drops, looks, flood pattern. Wants to throw the football. Robbie, you can't throw it past the line of
I
scrimmage.
believe he was a little past the line of scrimmage. He, of course, being patient, and waiting for his receiver to come open, Mike, and I believe he just kind of lost sight of where the ball was spotted, and that's exactly what that call is going to be.
Rob looked there like maybe we had a couple receivers. I don't know, Rob. That's pretty dang close.
No, it's Mike. It's almost like that the officials had their conference, their midseason conference, and said, "Look, guys, we're going to have to start calling this, and this, and things that they see on film that they missed." And
I think those guys watch film.
They're supposed to.
2nd down, 15 GP. Clock running, 2:20 and counting in the 3rd. Reverse to Pitzer right there. Still on his feet, pounding, twisting, turning across midfield down to the 47-yard line. That's all Matthew Pitzer there, Rob.
Yeah, it was all Matthew Pitzer, but it was also a nice job by number 80, Zach Sutton, staying with this block. I was afraid we were going to get another holding call, but you see the left end right there, and watch how long that guy stays with his block. I mean, that's hard to do when you got a guy when you're blocking a guy out in space like that. Just got to maintain contact, keep your feet moving.
3rd down, 6 Highlanders. Young to the left, Owens to the right. Young on the look in. He's got the 1st down across the 40, down close to the 38-yard line.
It's going to be enough. It's going to be enough for 1st down.
Mike, nobody on the field wants it tonight any worse than him.
1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the Tigers 38.
GP's 11th 1st down on the ball game. No one's left this game here tonight, Rob. Perfect weather after the rain all day today. Pitzer on the carry, yardage. Down close to the 32.
Mike, nobody's left the game. You're talking about the crowd being, the stadium being full and 6 deep on the top row. You know, you got people 6 deep against the wall down there next to the entrance. And of course, the hordes of little kids playing their own games up and down the banks and all around the stadium.
There'll be money tonight. 2nd down, 4 Highlanders. Dyer, left side. Pitzer in front. Dyer, I think he's got that 1st down close.
And Mike, you don't like the looks of that right there, right? Of course, you do see him moving, but
don't have a number from this vantage point here.
After the neck injury in the NFL opening week of the NFL season, boy, you see a lot of nervous mothers and a lot of nervous parents up there anytime you see an injury.
Remember, at the end of the night's ball game, we will be bringing you the Greenbrier restaurant to play the game. Of course, Rob, I hadn't had a chance to go to the Greenbrier in a long time, but man, what a menu!
I think it's Exactly 11 and a half months for me.
Would you like to have a Smoky Mountain strip right now?
Mike, I tell you, when you see an injury like this, and you could hear a pin drop in the crowd on both sides are quiet, and well, when you see the teams get together like that, you worry about the severity of the injury.
Back to live action right here. GP. Let's see if we got the first down here, Rob. Michael Hauser, the injured player. We hope he's all right there. It is a first down for the Highlanders. Spot the ball at the 32-yard line. 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. GP on top, 18-7. All right. GP may not be able to get this play off right here. And Rob, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. We got 3 in the books right here. Gatlinburg-Pittman on top, 18-7.
And Mike, you never know how teams and you know how the whole flow of the game is going to react after a long injury timeout like that, where obviously everybody had a big scare, but then you know you're sitting over there and you're getting kind of stiff and you lose. You're not warmed up anymore. Sometimes it can really have an effect on the flow of the game and the concentration of the players and coaches.
Rob, we hadn't mentioned our top-notch chain crew tonight. They're going to work out. Kenny Maples, Mike Leatherwood, Jerry McCarter, White Maples, the clip man. Clip man, you don't have to move that fast, though, you know. course, crew chief Dickie Hickam.
Of course, Dickie said he's going to start cracking the whip on them, getting them in shape, making sure they're tip-top shape and perfect and ready for the game.
For 5 days out of the year, you got to work out for that. Okay, all right. 1st and 10, Highlanders, ball at the 26-yard line. High formation, Dyer to tailback. Dyer, toss sweep, right side. He's got something out there. Pitzer in front, cuts back inside. There's that Bo Dyer, still on his feet, twisting, turning. One man to beat, makes a move. Where is he? Touchdown, Bo Dyer. No flags.
No flags. Of course, that's the great thing about the play, no flags. Another great thing is, Mike, we've had a little trouble getting the sweep working tonight. We've had blockers in place, but they've kind of managed to get a little penetration, get some guys upfield, get their run support across the line of scrimmage and kind of disrupt things. But we had good blocking out front. Bo Dyer got 6 or 7 yards, which is what you want out of that, but then he got the extra by cutting back across the field.
Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So first play of the 4th quarter, Dyer, 26-yard touchdown run, so the Highlanders are on top 25-7. And Rob, one thing we got here as you watch the replay here, when you start all this cutting back and stuff, which is a great job by Dyer, it's sometimes you get people turn their backs and you accidentally pick up a clip.
And I tell you a thing about Bo Dyer, he always makes that first guy miss, Mike, and it's going to take 2 or 3 guys to catch him and bring him down. He doesn't get arm tackled very often, but you know he makes good moves, makes good cuts, spins when he has to, doesn't do anything crazy with the football, protects the ball well. Just a great high school football player.
Good look right there. Head coach Benny Hammonds, assistants Adrian Probst, Matt Evans.
Hey, we should break out some film of Adrian Probst back in the day when he played, though. I guarantee you his players would be impressed the way
Adrian could put together an instructional video.
He could carry the mail.
That's right. Of course, he would probably be a guard now, wouldn't he? Pitzer to kick off right there. That's Harveston is going to let it go into the end zone. So Pigeon Forge will scrimmage from their own 20-yard line. Of course, Rob, tomorrow you got Notre Dame 0-2, Michigan 0-2. One of them's going to be 0-3. Does that break your heart?
Not at all. I wish
they could tie.
I wish they could.
You can't do that.
Kind of hard to pull against Michigan. I thought so much of Eric and Philip Brackens.
And Jim Davis, our good friend, ex-sports writer at the Mountain Press. But you know, I got to be pulling for Michigan tomorrow. All right, Gwynn, the quarterback, he's gone all night tonight for the Tigers. He'd like to keep it on the ground right there.
Oh, great play by Michael Dodig. You know, one thing that's just impressive about our defense, really, Mike, those linebackers are the guys that's supposed to make all the tackles, and the defensive linemen are just supposed to just stop everything right there in the middle. But we have 3 defensive tackles that are just really active. You're talking about Adolfo Illman, Michael Dodig, Elijah Casey. I mean, those guys are very active for defensive tackles.
Defensive ends, you got Corey Nichols in and Zach Sutton for the Highlanders. Gwynn looks, wants that tight end right there.
There we go.
Bo Dyer.
There's your halftime, and there's your adjustment.
Well, that'll stop the clock here with 11:03 remaining in the contest.
You know, one thing that teams do against us, they know they've got to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick when they drop back to pass. I mean, it's usually a 2 or 3 step drop, turn and get rid of it, which has got to be frustrating to the defensive lineman because their main stat is a sack.
Glenn, once the throw goes deep, has a man down there, coverage by Ogle. That ball's going to be nice defense by Taylor Ogle. Looks like he may have a cramp there.
Well, we sure hope it's a cramp.
I think Beverly Hammonds is thinking about what she's going to cook for Sunday dinner. I think she invited Lee and the grandkids up from Whitney.
They might have a quiet Sunday dinner. Boy, you hope that's not it. He didn't roll that ankle. You hope that that's just a cramp. That's the way they're working on him. It looks like a cramp. Of course, you know, we're talking about cramps and why it's one of the coolest nights of the year, and it's kind of surprising that there are more cramps. But, you know, the field's probably a little spongier, you know, a little wet, a little more give, a little more effort there on the calves.
Little movement by the Forge right there in this battle of the tunnel. Surprised Principal Perry Strand hadn't been up in the box tonight. Probably because it's not raining.
I thought he would come up after that first touchdown. I haven't seen him tonight.
So we'll back it up 5 here. Deep for the Highlanders, that's Young, number 7, and Dyer, number 32. Pressure right there. Young hangs on to it at the 41-yard line.
Well, I thought that was going to be trouble. You saw Bo Dyer and Young right there shoulder to shoulder, and you didn't know if one of them called it or not. And
remember, Rob Folks at home free to call Kevin Tierney at 436-9214. And hey, tell him what you want, and he'll give it to you. We got so many people buying them now that they're trying to negotiate, barter with them, get the prices down. Ogle back in at quarterback. He's all right. Crossbuck right there. That's Pitzer on the carry. Down to the 37-yard line.
Pitcher on the carry off the left side.
Rob, that last TD may have taken a little bit out of Pigeon Forge.
it did, Mike. I think that the injury and the touchdown is just it's just kind of deflated but Pigeon Forge football team and the crowd as well. It's just not as exciting as a football game as it was. And, of course, I think Pigeon Forge has realized that the outcome of this game is going to be what everybody expected. They had a little life in them going into the locker room at halftime.
Robertson in at fullback. He's number 2, twins right for the Highlanders. Trap inside Robertson. I like him on the carry right there. He's quick right there. He's got a first down for the Highlanders inside the 30 at the 29-yard line.
You know, the thing I like about him, he kind of set in the wings. His older brother was the starting fullback for 2 years, kind of waited his turn. He got in there. He does a great job blocking. But, you know, he's really deceptive. And when he gets in there, he's a great runner. He's only had 9. That made his 10th carry of the year, Mike, but he's got an 11-yard average. He's had a 44-yard run and he's had a touchdown this year. He's a guy that can take it all the way.
5'6", 155. And, of course, Rob, he's sort of like a little scamp back here at fullback. Owens and Young to the left. Sutton tight end right. Trap inside. There's Pitzer. And nobody's going to catch Pitzer right there. Touchdown, Matthew Pitzer, 28 yards. Of course, Pitzer coming into the ballgame, the leading scorer in East Tennessee.
With 5 touchdowns and
a bunch of extra points.
Added
a field goal.
And now a field goal. Yeah.
Hey, he can do it any way you can do it.
Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman coming in tonight's game, Mike, has scored 139 points to our opponent's 50.
So they're starting to work on that average right there.
Make it 172 points now. Total offense, 1,072 yards after 3 football games, Mike. That's good offensive football.
Here's a replay here. Nice trap right there. Oh, good trap right there. I don't know who the man was pulling right there. Was that number 58, Elijah Casey on that? Couldn't tell from this vantage point right here, but a great trap block right there.
5 plays, 59 yards, a minute 17.
So the Highlanders on top, 32-7 here with 9:26 remaining in the ball game. Again, big happy birthday wishes to Penny Nicely and Patty Good, 39 and 29 respectively. Marty, you married her young, didn't you?
Penny will be 29 and Marty will be 59 this year.
Rob the cradle there. Pitcher to kick off. It's going to sail into the end zone again. So Pigeon Forge will scrimmage from their own 20.
Mike, you got to wonder, is he kicking to the numbers? Because last time he kicked the ball through the end zone and he kicked right down the left numbers, this time down the right numbers. But he's got a live leg. We were talking to Terry Williams about him at halftime, and he's talking about, he said UT doesn't have a kicker that can kick the ball 8 yards deep into the end zone. And
but they kick off from the 30 now, but those guys are specialists, so they ought to do that.
They should do that.
You're an ex-kicker. You all know how to do that. One time?
No.
Branch on the carry, not much going there. Nichols.
Corey Nichols doing a nice job filling in for Hauser at the left defensive end spot. Elijah Casey in on the tackle.
Rob was doing a little research online today, and can you tell me what football team has been to the state finals 5 times and hadn't won one of them? Of course, you got about 400 teams you can choose from, but we played them before, beat them in the playoffs.
Fulton?
No.
Kingston.
That's tough, Second down, 10. Tigers. Glenn wants to throw. Can't throw. Who's got him? Corey Nichols. Sack for big Corey there.
Corey coming in, having an impact right there at the left defensive end spot. Mike, this we're talking about the quarterback from Pigeon Forge, and I really, saying he's a great baseball prospect. He doesn't have a tremendous arm, but after watching him and when he's throwing with a little confidence, he doesn't throw bad. But if Lee Hammonds had worked with him for several years, he would be a good quarterback.
Of course, Hammonds,
Lee's a good quarterback
late
coach.
Getting down there, previous coach Mike Bramlett had spring practice in February, so really no preseason work with the Tigers until this fall for Coach Hammonds and his staff. There's Branch on the sweep, trying to get outside, cuts back inside.
With football, Mike, it's working on technique and just repetition after repetition, working on fundamentals until it just comes to you out there.
So Pigeon Forge will have to kick it away again tonight.
And about 14.
Rob, I guess there's a dance tonight after a big ball game like this. I know they was doing a little tailgating here today, this afternoon. Some of the kids, they started a little tradition right there. I think Corey Allen and his buddies in the kilts that got that going. I don't know if the rain put a damper on that or not, but
it'd take more than rain to put a damper on that bunch of high school kids over there.
If you don't wear shirts, you don't get wet anyway. Or you get wet, but I don't guess it matters. Younger's going to look at it. You better get away from it, guys.
Of course, what will they wear in the 8th and 9th ball game when it's in the 40s?
I'll say that crew is here for the duration. You're young, you don't get cold. Of course, I never did do that, did you? Dyer on the give. Finally get a whistle. GP gets it back
I think
there.
maybe Corey Nichols may have plopped down on it.
That's going to be a loss on the play of about a couple yards. Looks like about.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second down, 14 Highlanders. GP on top, 32-7. Of course, Rob, those votes are starting to come in right now for the players of the game.
Of course, Mike, it's kind of tough. You have a lot of kids that perform well tonight.
There's Dyer. Gets a lot of it back down to the 30-yard line.
Bring up flag.
And there is a flag down on the play. Back in the, let's watch a replay here, so if we pick something up, it did come back in the defensive backfield there. Now, if they get Matt Robertson for that, Rob, that's a cheap call right there. That is a very cheap call right there. I'll be the first to say that.
We talking about the officials watching film, and they really should watch film and see their calls and see what they made and see how it really occurred.
3rd and 3 Highlanders. Ogle bobbles at snap right there. He's going to take a loss back to the 37-yard line.
That's Owens at quarterback.
I take it back. That's Owens at quarterback right there.
You know, one thing about Pigeon Forge tonight, it's the first time our quarterbacks have been hit all year. Not that they can't take it. Those guys are two-way players. And
looks like Coach Benny Hammonds has pulled some horses out there, Rob, and got that second offensive unit in. It's always good to play against your big rivals right here. Owens on 4th and 5 for the Highlanders. That's Joey Green. I make it Corey Jenkins on a carry. Not going to get it there, and the Highlanders are going to give it up on downs.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Pigeon Forge to 35.
Marty, the committee's having a little trouble tonight.
hey, a lot of great players, a lot of great plays tonight.
Hey, but we don't vote. We just open up the envelope. Branch on the carry right there. Nice run right there. He runs over a couple of Highlanders.
And one thing that, Mike's great for these young guys, this second team. You know, last week against Chucky Doak, we had a home crowd, and evidently Coach Hammonds, even though we scored 42 points, wasn't pleased with what was going on the field and kept that first unit in and the entire game. But tonight, 32-7 over Pigeon Forge, starting to get this. He has some of the second team players in there already, starting to work younger kids in. You imagine how excited they are to play in front of the big home crowd versus Pigeon Forge.
It's great. It's great to be a Highlander. Branch again on a carry. Tackled by number 22, Lee Douglas for the Highlanders.
Hey, this is bigger. This is bigger than homecoming.
Hey, you know, Rob, one good thing about, you know, the players of the game and the play of the game, we just open an envelope. We don't get a vote in this, you know?
We probably shouldn't reveal the name of our voters.
Of course, if you want to contact us, Mike Helton at Seville.org, Rob Younger at Seville.org, and if you got any suggestions, comments, need anything, want to sponsor us, whatever, let us know. There's that jump pass again to Glenn, incomplete.
Mike, these last 4 minutes, Pigeon Forge is just going to start grasping at straws and
get ready for Knox Carter next week. Ball loose right there. It looks like the Highlanders have come up with it. It looks like it was number 70 for the Highlanders. That's Billy Husky on the fumble recovery. Billy.
The big Billy Husky, the freshman. Local. He is something. He is a big, strong kid. It could be a great one.
Congratulations for the, like I said, middle school team defeating Pigeon Forge, the middle school Tigers 38-0 last night. And of course, got a JV game Monday night. I don't know if it's here or down at Pigeon Forge. Is GP going to go for the sweep? Jenkins right there.
And hey, you know the greatest thing about a win against Pigeon Forge tonight? After the game, we get to go have dinner with Bruce Ruttenberg and his family.
Oh, man, yeah.
Brian and Cam and Max and
Anne
Marie and the grandchildren. Yeah, have a great time. Where's Bruce Black out on the field? I don't know outside of Coach Hammonds if we've really had anybody that's had a bigger impact on the sports programs here at Gatlinburg-Pittman than Bruce, as he works with the girls basketball team and the varsity football team.
About a 17-yard carry.
Taylor. Jenkins again. He's got some moves, Rob. He's still on his feet. Hard to lasso him down.
And he really does. And, you know, the exciting thing about him, we're going to have him and Pitzer back next year, and that's going to be another great backfield.
Rob, the ballots are in.
The ballots are in. It took them a while to get them. It took them a while for them to get the ballot in tonight.
Tough decision and a well-rounded ball game for the Highlanders.
There, Corey, get that head up when you're running through there.
Open them up, Rob.
Mike, I'll open them up and let you read them.
They're in 2 envelopes tonight. Nobody wants us to know till we read them on the air.
They had to bring them through this Pigeon Forge crowd. There were security issues tonight.
Defensive player of the game, Rob, you liked him all night there. Big number 77, Adolfo Allman, who did a great job at his defensive tackle position.
Kind of hard to single him out because, Mike, everybody on that whole defense had a good game. But you know, it's every game we talk about how one player just really stands out, and you had him as a defensive tackle, just really stuffing the offensive line, making some solo plays right there at the line of scrimmage.
Lee Douglas on a great carry down inside the 5 for a 1st and go Highlanders. So Adolfo Allman, he's your Five Oaks Construction defensive player of the game. Offensively, Taylor Ogles, 7 of 11 through the air for 136 yards, no interceptions right there. And Rob, really, for Taylor, you know, this was really his first big ball game of his career as a starter, you know. First 3 games wasn't that much, but when you're playing your big cross-county rival here, you know, it's sort of like, you know, a good, smooth operating the offense tonight. And, of course, the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game is a Bo Dyer 26-yard TD run where he cut back several times against the grain to really break this game wide open here in the 4th quarter. Of course, on that 26-yard run,
he
Rob,
probably ran 70 yards.
16 seconds left, 4th and go or make that 2nd and 4 from the 4-yard line. It looks like GP's just going to let it wind on down. Pierce McCarter in at quarterback, and you can count it down with them, folks, as the GP crowd's doing that. So the Highlanders go to 4-0 on the season. Gatlinburg-Pittman defeats Pigeon Forge by a score of 32-7. Coach Benny Hammonds 1-0 against his offspring.
Mike, it's like you say, it's great to be a Highlander tonight.
Great to have that blue and go on tonight here. Next week, GP travels up to Happy Valley. GP 4-0 in the football season. Pigeon Forge drops to 1-3. They travel down to Knox Carter. Both of those are region games for each team. From Marty Nicely, Randall Bryan, producer, Kevin Tierney, head honcho, cameraman, Rob Younger. It's been great again, Rob. Hey,
great, another great night.
We'll do it again.
We hit the road next week.
Hit the road next week. We'll be up on top of the press box there at Happy Valley.
We hit the road 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Happy Valley, Rutledge, and then North Green.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be in top of the press box next week.
Rutledge, who knows?
Rutledge, who knows? And then we'll be back in the back of the F-150 in 3 weeks. Get in the truck.
Final score, Gatlinburg-Pittman 32, the Tigers of Pigeon Forge 7. See you next week.